You serious? Are you serious? Okay, guys, there's a couple things that's happening in the sky. I told you I'd come back. First of all, yesterday in our live broadcast, Greg out of Tennessee, Greg's Smokehouse, called in because something had to have fallen from the sky because 6 fires were started from east to west headed toward Nashville. In Tennessee, there were 6 fires that just simultaneously broke out in fields, and one hit a grocery store, just exploded, and there was 5 of us. Now, the national media is not covering it, but it had to have been, at least, I don't know. They just don't break out. 6 fires don't break out in a straight line. It's for no reason, okay, on a cloudy day. It just don't happen in the middle of winter like that. So there's something that had caused it, and I really believe we may have had pieces of meteorites that fell and hit the earth and broke out these fires. But I don't have any confirmation on that. What I do know is, and I'm going to play a little bit of that radio interview, but also I do know, as I said in the last video I just did on the auroras and the CMEs, that we've had some tremendous solar flare activity on the sun a few days ago. And today, this February 4th, the Earth is going to be sideswiped with some strong CMEs that we had a couple days ago, about 3 days ago. But also, the Earth is turned to where this sunspot, AR 1967, is facing Earth and is expected to erupt with some major M-class or X-class solar flares, which would then mean that we would get a direct hit. Now, BP Earthwatch, I know, has been traveling, but I said, well, I got to find out what he thinks about it as well. So let me play a little bit of what he said as he was traveling back to Mississippi, got hung up in Texas, but he definitely predicted that there would be a solar class, either an M-class or an X-class flare happen today. He predicted it 2 days ago, and now so is the other scientist at NOAA. Check this out. This is from his February 2nd, let's see, I believe, yes, February 2nd prediction as he's on the road. This is BP Earthwatch.
February 2nd, 2014. These are Earth-facing images of the SDO. Guys, we got a sunspot that I'm concerned about. It's been quiet. Now, in the last few days, there's been an uptick in the M-class flares, nothing X flare yet, but very strong. But now, these 2 Earth-facing sun flares are dangerous. The one on the bottom is now triple configurated. That means it is capable of X flares. Look at this. Now, again, I'm still on the road, guys. I'll be in tomorrow with all the videos that I've been doing through the mountains, and I'll have all of that information. But I'm on the road tonight. We're stuck in some snow up out of Lubbock, Texas, so we had to stay here. The roads were not safe. But, guys, I saw this, and I wanted to get it updated.
So now he is, of course, he's been in, I believe he said he was in Sedona, Arizona, and so he did some footage there on the road, and he's going to be updating those at his website. You can check it out at his website at BP Earthwatch. But now let me go back to my live radio broadcast, because Greg Smokehouse from Tennessee called. One of these 6 fires that broke out, one of them broke out in the field behind his parents' home. And then a grocery store, which is a historical landmark, also broke into a fire and burned it down. Check this out. I'm going to go to yesterday's live radio broadcast on my radio show, which is every day from noon to 3 p.m. Eastern, including today, so don't miss it. Noon to 3 p.m. Eastern. Here we go. Here's an interview, phone call that came in from Greg Smokehouse in Tennessee.
Well, just real quick, I wanted to share something with you. My sister, Saturday, had shot me a text at 2 o'clock in that time frame and said that there was a field fire behind my mom and dad's house, and the local store in Pegram, Tennessee, was on fire as well. And my parents live about 10 miles from Pegram, Tennessee, so I didn't think anything about it. I was prepping for my day and whatnot. And then yesterday, Saturday night, I was telling Miranda when the news comes on to holler at me when the fire comes on the news because I want to know some details.
Right.
Well, the fire came on, and so I go running in there, but it wasn't the Pegram fire. It was a fire in North Nashville. And then it went to the Pegram fire, and then the details came out that the firefighters couldn't get to Pegram because so many others were dispatched out to other field fires in the area. And
okay.
I knew that my parents had a little field fire behind their house, so Sunday, when I left out on the road, I called my dad to get the details, and he goes, man, it was the craziest thing yesterday. And I'm like, what? Now, they live out in the White Bluff area, and if you take a chalk line and you run it from White Bluff into Nashville, White Bluff is about 20 to 30 miles west of Nashville. If you pop a chalk line from White Bluff, Tennessee to Nashville, it's just straight west to east, okay?
Okay.
And Dad said that in White Bluff, where he was at, there were 3 separate field fires that started at the same time. And then coming in toward Pegram and Kingston Springs, there was 2 separate field fires that started at the same time in Kingston Springs. And then the store fire in Pegram, and then the fire in North Nashville. And he says, Greg, all of these fires started at the same time.
That's 7 fires. 3 at White Bluff, Tennessee. 2 more in the fields between White Bluff, Tennessee and Pegram. And then the store, the historical store that blew up there in Pegram. And then 1 more in North Nashville, Tennessee. So from White Bluff, Tennessee to Nashville, Tennessee, a 25-mile straight line, 7 separate fires simultaneously engulfed in Tennessee. This happened on Saturday, February the 1st. Now, I would love to find out what some of the guys out there, I really want to find out what in the world, was there a meteor? Was there space junk? Is this part of Comet Ison? A little bit left residual from the debris trail. Have we got through the debris trail? So I don't know yet. So we're going to do some research, but we know the Bible told us that there would be signs in the heavens. And there would also be blood and fire and vapor of smoke. Now, I know we've had a 6.1 earthquake that hit Greece. And today we've had another 6.1. We had a 6.1 earthquake that hit Greece. Then we had a 6.1 that hit New Zealand. And today we've had a 6.1 hit Indonesia. So that's 3 days in a row that we've had 6.1 earthquakes. I want to thank Troy of North Carolina for that information. So there's a lot going on. We're going to continue to research it. But something biblical is going on with the signs of the second coming of Christ. I want to ask you, are you saved? Because we are truly living in the last days. It's time to understand these things. And the Bible said men's hearts would fail them for fear of things coming upon the earth. Matter of fact, I'll read it real quick. Luke 21:25. There shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and distress of nations with perplexity, and the sea and the waves roaring. And we know that the United Kingdom has been hit with waves and floods in France and floods in Italy and high winds in the United Kingdom. Men's hearts would start failing them. Men's hearts failing them for fear and looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, he said, then look up, lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. I'll be right back, so don't miss today's show, www.paulbegleyprophecy.com. That's www.paulbegleyprophecy.com from 12 noon to 3 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it today. It's going to be powerful.